Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Flashpoint, issue number 5 of 5. Take a look at this comic cover right here. So this is it, the end of Flashpoint, and the start of the new DCU. However, we're not talking about the new DCU today. No, we're going to be talking about Flashpoint, specifically issue number 5, and whether or not this issue will tie this series together. Because Flashpoint, up until this point, no pun intended, has been a lackluster series. Really hasn't gotten off the ground until the very end, and when it did get off the ground and started getting momentum, it was ending. In addition to that, in all the greatness that Flashpoint's world is, Flashpoint really didn't use that much of this universe. So, the question is this. Will Flashpoint number 5 tie this series together and save it from the trenches and the grips of mediocrity? Or will the comic series just be known as the comic series that brought the new DCU? Well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Let's start off with story. Flashpoint number 5 of 5 starts off exactly where number 4 left off. The Amazons and Atlanteans are at war with each other, and a bunch of other people are sprinkled on top, like Shazam and the Enchantress and Batman and Flash and Cyborg and so on and so forth. And, well, Reverse Flash shows up. And Reverse Flash instantly gets into a fight with the normal Flash. And it is in this fight that we find out exactly who is the one that caused the screw up in the timeline. Because it wasn't actually Reverse Flash. A little fun bit of information about Reverse Flash is he actually lives outside the timeline. So if, say, Barry was killed, Reverse Flash would still be around. Even if you killed Reverse Flash's parents, he would still be around. It's kind of an interesting concept, but see, the thing is Reverse Flash isn't the one that causes a disturbance in the timeline. I'm not going to reveal who it is, but once Barry finds out about this, he instantly goes to fix it. He instantly decides that the timeline needs to be fixed and I need to do what's necessary. However, he still needs to deal with Reverse Flash, who, well, kind of wants to kill him. Batman intervenes and helps out, but is Thomas Wayne really enough to help out Flash against another speedster? And will Flash be able to save the day while at the same time bringing the universe back to what it should be? Well, you're just going to have to read and see. Let's get on to the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, the first good is I kind of liked the explanation on how the new DCU is getting brought together. Now, this is kind of a spoiler, so be prepared. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, just skip ahead a minute or two. But the way they explained it in this, and I hope I get this correct, is that the DC universe that we've had up till this point, you know, from Crisis on Infinite Earths up to this point, even beforehand, is actually splintered from other universes. So, like the Wildstorm universe is a splintered version of what the real universe should be. So, this new DC universe we're going into is actually the real, legitimate universe and everything that we've had beforehand. Wildstorm, the Vertigo stuff, and also the main DCU has been splintered. They all should be part of a main universe. So, if that is the case, and if my interpretation of this comic is correct, I kind of like how they did that. I kind of like how they said, well, the universe we're going into is what the universe should be. The art was good as always. The art through the series has been enjoyable. And I did find the moments between Thomas Wayne and Flash, and then Flash and Bruce Wayne, to be touching, and although not the most touching moments we've had, to really stir up some kind of emotions. Especially with Thomas Wayne, because see, we really have gotten used to him being Batman, and we've really invested a lot into his character. And it's a character that's really grown on us, and, well, this is the end of him. They're not going to be doing any more with the Flashpoint universe, which is sad, but this is the end of him. So, you know, it was sad to see him go, but it was touching moments to say the least. Bad. Well, for example, the first bad is the cop-out. I don't like who they blame the whole Flashpoint series on. I kind of knew right away because they were hinting so much that Reverse Flash was the one that caused these disturbances that wasn't actually going to be him. And I kind of did like how it was a twist, but it was a twist that really lost its power right after it happened. You kind of sat there and go like this. Did they really just do that? Did they really just blame it on that person? Was that person really the one that did all this cause this trouble? It just seemed like a cop out. It kind of, to be fair, it kind of felt like back in Zero Hour where we all thought Captain Atom was going to be a bad guy, but then it turned out to be Hank Hall. I mean, some of you comic book fans may not remember Zero Hour, but for the people that do, it kind of feels like that. It's like, okay, so you're going to put this person in the position? Really? In addition to that, there's a character that shows up while Barry Allen is repairing the timeline that I know nothing about. We don't know who this person is. We can only assume that they might show up a bit later, but still, I mean, who is this person? How do they know everything about this universe? It's like information that's not given to us. Lastly, is this issue's kind of just thrown together and rushed towards the end. It feels like, let's give you all the pieces right now. It would have been nice if they subtly told us stuff throughout this comic book series, but they didn't. It was all thrown at us at the end. Whether or not you should get it. Well, you probably think I'm going to bash issue number 5 and say it was totally horrible. But it wasn't totally horrible. Actually, issue number 5 was pretty decent in comparison to everything else that Flashpoint has thrown at us. It's not the absolute best that's been happening in Flashpoint, but it's nowhere near the worst. It just is the product of what the Flashpoint series has become. It's a series that has started off slow momentum. Once it gets off the ground, it's like issue number 4. It's a product of its own series. If this series had had more issues to it, I think issue number 5 would have been better. On a whole, I would probably give it a 2 out of 5 stars, which is not that great, but I recommend people get it just so that they're all wrapped up with Flashpoint and that they are prepared for the new DCU, because it does help explain a few things here and there, but still, on a whole, the issue was lackluster. It really wasn't that great, and the only reason to pick it up is to finish the series and get prepared for the new DCU, which will be reviewed shortly. But yes, that is Flashpoint number 5 of 5. So with that said, this is Andrew saying, peace out for now.